Good evening, everyone. My name is Elvira Berry, and I would be honored to serve as your next state senator. My experience gives me every training, and my experience makes me prepared to actually go to Harrisburg and fight for the changes that we need here in the 17th district. My promise to you is that I will fight for quality education. I have been on many boards. I was on the Chester High School UCORD program. I was the president for Parent Advisory Council for Title I schools. And every single thing that I have done for schools is to make sure that when students leave schools, they have the education that they need to move forward. I am a single mom. I know what it is to raise a child by myself, trying to make sure that my son's voice is heard. I am also a small business owner and I am an attorney. My goal is to make sure that I bring my experience to you so that when you're out there working every single day, you know that there is somebody out there fighting for you to make sure that your voice is heard in Harrisburg. Thank you. The first thing that I would do is to make sure that we do have clear laws telling us what we're supposed to use, the parameters that we're supposed to use when we're deciding which city or county belongs to which district. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that we have clear laws, and then I have to make sure that it is a bipartisan group, and it's actually the group that is supposed to be there. This is not going to be a who knows who or who owes who a favor. I'm going to make sure that we know the rules, we're following the rules, and that we're actually achieving something. Because my whole career has been on compliance and policy and compliance. And if I have done it as an attorney, as a policy and compliance manager, and as an investigator for the Department of Labor, I can do it for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Thank you. I believe that healthcare is a human right, just like the other candidate said. This is the reason that from day one, when I started my company in 2015, I provided 100% health insurance to my employees because I know it's that important. Therefore, I am going to support any bill that provides health insurance for every single person. However, I'm also going to propose a bill that caps the co-pays that we pay for life-saving drugs. I have a friend who is 25 years old. She has to pay $800 for insulin every 2 months. That's unacceptable. Insulin is a life-saving drug. We need to cap the copay. Colorado has done it. Maine has done it. Even Ohio has done it. Why can't we do it? Therefore, I do support any bill that gives health care to every single person, but also I am going to introduce a bill that makes sure that we can afford life-saving pills. Thank you so much. Quality education is a right that every single student has. A student from PW, a student from Norristown, a student from Lower Merion. Quality education is a right. Regardless of whether the person is going to charter school or a cyber school, we have to make sure that we have the funding needed to help these kids so that when they graduate from high school, they are either going to college or they're going to an apprenticeship program. So that tomorrow, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they are contributing to the society in a way that we actually want them to contribute to society, in a way that they want to contribute to society. Therefore, it comes down to understanding that quality education is a right, and that we have to make sure that we have the money to make sure that the students actually get the rights that they deserve. It doesn't matter whether the student goes to a charter school or a cyber school or a brick and mortar school. Each student has the right to a quality education, and that's what I will fight for. Thank you. The reason that we have barriers in Harrisburg is because when people get to Harrisburg, they forget that they are employees, and their employers are the constituents. As long as you have power, there is a saying that says that almost any man can withstand adversity. But if you want to see somebody's true character, you should give the person power. As long as you have power and you think that the power belongs to you to use for whatever the purpose is today, we will have a barrier in Harrisburg. But if you understand that the power that you have is the same power that a 9-to-5 employee has to come in and complete this work for his or her employer, then you would do your job. We will remove the barriers in Harrisburg. Our problem now is that people don't understand that the power that they have is the power that was given to them by their employer, and that can be taken away from them by their employer, who is our constituents. Thank you. Gun control is about understanding that a human life is more important than a privilege. The Second Amendment doesn't actually give you a right to own a gun. That's a law that was eventually crafted. That's something that was eventually crafted in. When we're looking at gun control, we have to understand that there is a life at the other end of the barrel. If we understand that, then we'll know that the red flag laws are actually very important. So as a legislator, what I would do is, as soon as we are done with the primaries on April 28th, I will go into Bucks County and I will go into Delaware County and I will knock on doors with them. I will canvass with them because I know that we need to turn those counties blue. And once we do it, all the laws that we have out there that can help people with gun control will actually be passed on the Senate. Thank you. The companies that want to do business in Pennsylvania with Pennsylvanians are actually living a compliant life. What this means is that we need to ensure that if a company is going to have effect on our economy, on our air, on the quality of life, they have to have a good policy for actually addressing the impact that they will have on the environment. Once we know that they have that policy, we actually need to have something in place to ensure that they are complying with their own policy. That's the only way that we can make sure that anyone doing business here in Pennsylvania is actually looking out for Pennsylvanians. Thank you. I don't consider it reproductive rights. I consider the right to make a choice about my body. Because saying reproductive rights is like saying that it's something that we can discuss. This is not something that we can discuss. I should have an innate right to just make decisions about my body. Simple. So as a senator, I will make sure that any bill that I vote on is a bill that recognizes that both men and women have a right to make a decision about their body. It's not a reproductive right, it's not abortion or anti-abortion, it's not anti-choice, it's that it's my body. No one else can control my body but myself. And my actions from day one would show that. Thank you. I have over 10 years of policy and compliance experience. I am an attorney. I am a single mom. I am a small business owner. I have been there. I have been poor. I have dragged myself out of poverty. Our district is not a one size fits all. We have many people from different socioeconomic classes in our district. I have been in all their classes. I have been without a voice. I know what it is to not have a voice. Therefore, when I go to Harrisburg, my only goal would be to make sure that your voice is represented every single time I speak, with every single thing that I do. Because when I'm in Harrisburg, I'm not there to flex power. I am there to make sure that my employer's goals are being met every single day. Thank you.